Utah local, you're not going to realize how important snowpack is to the entire state. We've been in some form of drought conditions for like 20 years now or something. So having enough snow in the mountains to make sure that it gives us enough water to drink, super important to us. There's a whole bunch of conservatory things that we could be doing. There's a whole bunch of conversations about politics around it, but the biggest thing that we're always aware of is how much snow is in the mountains. A couple of years ago, we barely had enough snow in the mountains. We almost didn't have enough snow. Last year, we had like 200%. But where are we at currently today? Well, the truth of it is we're above 100%. So if that's what you want, if that's the message, snowpack in Utah is above what it's standard at this point a year. We're like 123% in Weber Ogden area. If that's all you want, take it, go. If you want to talk more about the news around it, some other stats and stuff, why don't you go on to stay and we'll blabber about it. Got the standard stuff, real estate agent in Utah if you're looking to buy or sell a house. And then also send out my newsletter if you want the monthly stats and recommendations for contractors and stuff, let me know. But other than that, let's talk about some snowpack. Whew. So the main area that I care about, because it's where I live and where it service most people, is the Weber Ogden area. You can see that in this area we've got about 123% snowpack. Up in Cache County, it looks like Box Elder County, they're about 119%. This random place on the west side of the state's 123%. Everywhere is above 100% except for the Beaver area. So just in general, as much snow as we have is a really good sign. Hopefully that we'll have a little bit of a calmer summer without needing to worry too much about not having enough water in general. On top of that, it's just good to realize as well that we haven't stopped accumulating snowpack. Typically, it's April 1st will be the day where snowpack starts melting, so we've still got an entire month before we start losing snowpack. This year has been a little bit interesting because in December we barely had any snow at all. I don't know if anybody remembers, but it was Christmas Day and there wasn't any snow in the mountains, there wasn't any snow in the ground. So everybody was pretty worried there for a bit. The pain in the butt was that was in December we were at like 15 to 30% below seasonal norms. And so jumping all the way up to 120% in 2 months really is crazy. And then on top of that, we were at about 95%. We jumped about 20, so we're at 95% at the beginning of February, and then to the end of February, that's jumped all the way to 115. Different points for different counties and areas. But we had two huge jumps, really. We had not enough snow in December to almost having the correct amount of snowpack in January to being above the average snowpack in February. So, been just a really wild year in general. It's good to realize as well that most of the reservoirs in Utah are just about full or going to be full, and so they're gonna have to release some of that water before it starts melting. So that's great to see as well. I don't know if anybody saw it. I think it was Porcupine a couple years ago, and it was so low that you could see the walls going down 20 or 30 feet. It was like a big old crater with water going down. So knowing that our reservoirs are going to be full, knowing that we've got plenty of snowpack, it's good to see that at this time last year, 96% of the state was experiencing a moderate drought or worse. And this year, we're at 95% of the state is not experiencing a drought. So these things, big breath in, big breath out, it seems like we got lot of water coming our way. But I just wanted to get that out there today because I think a lot of people are always asking that question: how much water are we going to have this year in Utah? I think it's always worth just saying in general, you should be conservatory or conserve as much water as you can at all times. Maybe don't leave your sprinkler on 24/7. Maybe just try to conserve water a little bit because Utah, in general, if it was slightly more conservative with water and just didn't waste it sometimes the way that we do as humans do, it could make it so that in the future the droughts wouldn't hit as hard as they did a couple of years ago. But that's all I got for you today. Comment down below what is the most inconvenient thing you've ever had with the drought going on, the drought that happened a couple years ago, and what's also the thing that you're happiest about hearing about water being here this year. Comment that down below. Other than that, I just appreciate you watching. Real estate agent in Utah, southeastern Utah, southeastern Idaho, and western Wyoming. If you want my newsletter, comment or contact me down below, and have a great day.